a chop picture.
Where's me?
We made it before you joined.
Oh, we can't see.
Yeah,
Can't
you're not
see
even
everybody.
in it.
Yeah, move down a little bit more.
Move back.
You'll have to move the laptop.
Yeah,
to
that's
that
what I'm gonna
corner,
do. Give me a
Like
sec.
last time.
Whoa.
How do you always get this spot?
It's my spot.
He likes to be in the center of attention
Exactly.
Every time.
every time.
That look good?
We got a volleyball runs to go to.
So huge in the front.
What?
Are you going?
Yeah, it's the last volleyball.
Sorry, you don't show up to any of the other
All
ones.
right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. I'm your host, Aram Derderian. I'm here with my co-host, Khoury. Say hello, Diego.
What's up, guys?
And we have recurring stars and new stars joining us today. So
Hi.
let's have introductions over here.
I'm Ariana.
And I'm Lizzie.
And then we have returning stars.
Carlos.
Matthew.
All right. So this can be a different format than any other podcast. We do not have calls today. We do not have a tier list today. Right now, this podcast is going to be about us, our personal opinions, our personal beliefs, and we're just going to, debate, argue, and maybe get along with some opinions. So let's do some warm-ups.
Or maybe disagree.
Or disagree too. So we have two warm-up questions. Two warm-up questions to start us off. So the first one I have is, what's one belief about modern culture you hold that most people your age don't agree with? So who wants to start this off?
Matthew can start it off.
What was the beginning of the question again?
What's one belief about modern culture that you hold that no one else around your age believes in?
Modern culture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of contradicting myself, but I think we should all be a little bit more private in regards to every aspect of our lives.
Mhm.
Like, I'll post a lift on my story, but you shouldn't be posting like every little thing that you're doing. Like, I'm eating this, I'm drinking this, I'm right here, posting like the time and stuff. It's 3:02 and this is what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should be a little bit more private. That's my thing, my warm up.
There you go. You got one?
Honestly, I agree with Matt.
Carlos?
Yeah, I agree with him.
Lizzie?
I think Labubus are ugly.
Is that your opinion on that?
Yeah. I think that they're ugly. Also, I agree with what you said, but that's my take. Everybody likes Labubus. I think they're ugly.
I've never heard of a
No, that's a
labubu
good one.
before.
What?
I don't like them at all. I think they're demonic.
I think they're a little scary
They are
looking.
kinda weird looking.
What
I
is
think
a
they're fully
labubu?
demonic.
I heard. Yeah.
Like someone's smile going to here, or something's
not
smile going up there.
Oh, those little dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have I have a little elephant, not a Labubu. It's like those little, like that tiny plushie that we got.
Okay.
You have one attached to your, mine's like a little like red
Oh,
elephant
yeah.
because elephants are my favorite animal. I like those because they're just like cute little, I think Labubus are scary though when I look at them. I think they're really ugly.
How about you, Ariana?
What?
What's something that do you want me to read the question again?
No, I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Labubus are ugly.
That's a great one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So our next one is: are our generation's issues mostly caused by individuals or by the culture we grew up in? Who wants to take that?
By individuals. We got a bunch of followers in this generation.
I agree. I feel like a lot of people want to be like the other guy or the other girl. They don't want to be like themselves, right? And so they make false images of themselves on social media or on the internet, and they try to be something that they're not. And I think that's a big issue, especially with our generation. But I don't know. Let's have discussion. Come on, guys. We're all so quiet right now.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with like looking up to people or having inspirations, but when you start to like idolize people and you start to lose sense of who you are and like you don't really have your own sense of personality and you just kind of follow what everybody else believes in instead of making your own decisions, or like I think it starts to become a problem when you base like everything from your life off of somebody else is where it becomes harmful. But I don't think it's an issue to have like people that you look up to, but it's when you start to want to only be like somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really agree with you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think at this point in society, there's a lot of good role models and bad ones, but there's always been good and bad throughout all of like forever. So I feel like people just go down the rabbit hole and they find all this bad and all these bad people and bad things going on. When in reality, like you should just kind of be yourself. Just don't focus too much on bad stuff, because why are you going to feed negativity in your mind? And then B, most importantly for, being individualized, is having a set morals and just framework and groundwork of who you are, just kind of never breaking that. like you can be resilient, strong person and not break that or try to change that because someone told you to, or you saw some post online where it's like, oh, it's okay to be this and that, when in reality that's not who you are.
I agree. Any comment?
I just want to say people are like easily influenced by their environment and by people, like the people around them. And sometimes you could be better off just being yourself, but you end up following what others are doing and you end up in a worse spot.
That's why I don't believe in trends. Like when all these trends happen, I just like
Yeah.
I don't follow them. Like I don't know. Best example I can give is like Fortnite. When Fortnite was this big thing. Everyone's playing Fortnite. Everyone's playing Among Us. Whoa. Everyone has everyone has everyone has fidget spinners. You know, I never went into those trends. I never did.
Fidget spinners were awesome.
They were. What are you talking about?
I just never fell into those trends.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one later, but like
Oh.
that was the trend. But the trend was over by then. So I was like, "This is it, really? You guys just spin this?" I never fell into that whole obsession with trends. I don't get that.
We were actually talking about something the other day, where it's like you like surrounding yourself with the type of people.
Oh, I said
Yeah.
that.
You want to talk about that? What you said?
I was just saying how your friends around you create who you are as a person. almost, 'cause
Amen.
you are influenced by them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be really careful who you surround yourself with.
I like that a lot.
That is so true.
That is very
Yeah.
true,
That's
honestly.
so true.
That's what we were talking about yesterday.
I don't remember when.
So we are going to get into the debate focus of this evening. So, so the subject is family, gender roles, and the modern household. So our
Okay.
first question in this section is: has modern society made it harder to form healthy families? Why or why not? I'll repeat that again. Has modern society made it harder or more difficult to form healthy families?
Yes, they have. They've put in posters in YMCA's about LGBTQ, supporting it, advertising it,
Mhm.
altering kids' minds, and then their parents have to deal with that.
You think well, you guys, come on, you guys can comment. This is a safe, open environment, you know. This is
Can you
open
repeat the
forum.
question?
Yeah. Has modern society made it harder to form healthy families? Why or why not?
Yes.
So I wouldn't use
Yes.
I think
Exactly.
Yeah.
you think so why?
100%.
I think yes, because like I think hookup culture.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Hookup culture, like I said in the beginning, having a framework and a groundwork. Like society now is like, oh, don't have kids. Better yet, they say kill your own kid. Don't have, and like we should be trying to have as many kids as possible, to be honest. Why would you not want, like, and if you flat out don't want kids and that's what you want, but for the most part, you should be like, why would you not want like a little version of yourself to
Exactly.
like nurture and grow and care for and love
Teach them how to ride a
and
bike.
have a stable household and be able to be like, I have a family, I have a wife that I'm loyal to, or vice versa for a husband, and be like, these are my kids that I'm bringing up to attempt to have a better life and be better than I was. I think that's how it should be. In terms of the hookup culture, like, think about doom scrolling for a second. We can't even watch the full reels anymore. So think about how it is with talking to somebody. Like if we don't get a
Guilty.
text from somebody in like a day, like for in our minds, subconsciously, we're like, oh, that's raps.
Mm.
And we're constantly going quick and quick. Like we should be like, this is my person, gonna try with this person, see what happens. And then you end up getting married. Boom, there's your family, normal family.
I think something that's really normalized in modern culture is like the whole situationship aspect. It's like the in between of like being single and like a relationship. Like you're not quite in a relationship, but like you don't know what to like call yourselves yet. And I think that while there's like nothing wrong with getting to like to know each other and like not committing to a relationship because you don't know each other yet, there's like some people that are in situationships for years and years and years because they don't want to have like a commitment yet. And I think at that point, if you're saying that you're in a relationship without a label, like you're just in a relationship.
Well, I think a lot of that has
Like,
become so normalized now. Everyone's
Yeah.
just like they make excuses for it. So like for an example, you know, I have nothing incredibly against the LGBTQ community, you know.
I have nothing.
I
Either.
mean, yeah. But I feel like a lot of what they do is they try to make up these sexualities or these norms or these identifications where they give people an excuse to, let's say, hoe around. And so they make that a sexuality or not have babies. They make that a sexuality. I'm not for that. I feel like we've given so many excuses to people who clearly just aren't in the right mindset, or maybe aren't from the right home, or maybe aren't being taught the right ways. And I think social media has been used in that sort of way to brainwash these people to say like, oh yes, what you are thinking is normal, or it's your right, or slay queen, whatever they say nowadays. I don't know. And so I think that's been a really what's the word? Just bad dent in our generation, especially. It's
Yeah.
just
I completely agree. I think like a lot of things in life nowadays, they try to have all these different shades of things, like in terms of dating, it really is black and white. Like if two people are physically attracted to one another or they enjoy each other's company, then that's it. It's 1-to-1. If that's explicitly stated, and then you're talking to the person, eventually you start dating. There's no, I'm talking to you, I want to use your body, but I'm scared to get this label because I've been hurt. I didn't hurt you. Like, what is that? Like, that was literally in the past. It is black and white. It is talking, and then the person asks you out, or you ask the person out, and then that's it. There's no like, oh, open relationship. No, it's either yes or it's no. It's a positive affirmative statement of it is or it isn't. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't have like this full. Now you can be friends with whoever you want. You can say hi to whoever you want. Be friendly. I'm not saying just not talk to the other gender, but I'm like, it's either yes or no. Like, are we talking or not? And that's pretty much it. It's completely black and white.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to say, I think people in relationships now like don't value their partner, and I feel like they try to see like what benefits them and how they can do better, when in reality they should just be trying to get better with that person. And it's like a 50-50, not trying to see what fits you better, but trying to make you guys fit better.
I agree, 100%.
100%. I agree.
Just last thing on that, very important that you said that. Actually, so many people are focused on, oh, you're not right for me, or this doesn't work. I like pizza, you like sushi. Like, that's not what it is. Like, you're supposed to grow with the person, like as humans, because it's human to human, right? And you're gonna all continue to grow. You can grow with somebody else, right? It's not like, oh, we don't work together, or when I was 19 we worked, but when I turned 21 and he couldn't go to the bars, it didn't work. That's not how it works. Like, you can grow with the person, make compromises, because the truth is we're in 2025. What happened in the year 0? Well, the world killed the perfect man. So there's no such thing as perfection with a relationship or with humans in general. So you might as well just pick someone that annoys you the least and that you think looks good enough, and then just grow with that person.
All right.
Say.
Anyone else want to add before we move on?
I actually think that's a problem with the generation, because they don't try to rekindle the relationship. They don't make it stronger. They just give up on it, and they just move
On
to
the
the next
the
person.
first try they gave up. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a big problem. Are traditional gender roles harmful, or are we seeing problems because we abandoned them? You want me to repeat?
Can you explain?
So, I don't know, for example, so traditional gender roles, you know what that is, right? Like what a woman, should be, what a man should be. Are they harmful, or are we seeing more problems because we are moving away from those traditional gender roles? You want to start, Lizzie?
Sure, I'll start.
All right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people wanting like traditional gender roles. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like with the ideals of them, but I also think it's okay if somebody doesn't want them. Like, some girls do want to like cook for their husbands and clean, and some like women want full-time jobs and prestigious educations, and I think that's totally okay, and it's up to them. Like, I know me, for example, I want to be a doctor. I want to go to medical school, and I have really big aspirations for my life. But just because I want that doesn't mean that it's not okay for a woman to want to stay home and raise kids and homeschool their kids. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I would never judge another woman for wanting to do that with her life. If you know what I mean.
You want to have a comment?
I'm really with you there, honestly, because I'm trying to be a nurse, and my mother was a stay-at-home mom who homeschooled me as a child.
Wow.
And she's the one that's pushing me to go to college and really wants me to go because she kind of regrets it. Not in a way that she regrets her kids or what she did. She just wished she pushed herself a little bit more.
Mhm.
Because there's nothing wrong with either one.
Right.
You can have both.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think it all ties back to things that are explicitly like explained. You know, recently, like me or someone else, my friends or whatever, they'll think they'll start talking to somebody, they think they're this and that. There's just like not enough transparency. So it doesn't have to be like muddy or gray. It's just like, this is what I want to do. And then, we all have the freedom to do whatever we want. So it's like, if that's what you're going to be, then that's what you're going to be. And then, there's no like judging or being negative. It's just making sure, as I said way in the beginning, like you should be pretty certain and sure of who you are, especially at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So going back to the question asked, I agree with you guys 100% because my mom is a realtor and she also helps my dad with all of the workshop and the shop. And then my dad and mom, they also help each other in the house. So I agree with you guys. If you guys want to go pursue your career and you also want to stay at home and help your kids, you can do whatever you want. It's your choice.
But we're not talking about the role flip though. What if the guy wants to stay home and
You could do that too.
I
It's
agree with
whatever.
that.
Just as long as you guys are providing a healthy family and a healthy lifestyle and your kids are going to grow up and be successful. That's it. That's all
now,
that matters.
do you have less respect? Let's say because of frictional unemployment, the dad loses his job and then the wife or the girl, I could say, the woman is the only person that's bringing money in the home. Do you think it's like emasculine for the guy to be home and like taking care of the kids, switching the role
No.
because he's in the lesser role, cleaning the house and meal prepping and stuff?
No.
Nope. I don't see anything wrong with that. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, again, the same thing. If a man wants to go out and like work his job and be the breadwinner because that's what he wants to do, that's great for him. But if he also wants to stay at home and help with the kids, well, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's really attractive when men take initiative and help with their kids or clean the kitchen because I don't think a lot of men do.
We have a phone call.
Oh.
How's that even?
Oh.
No.
Hello, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Right now we are talking about traditional gender roles. Do you have a comment?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
How rude is that?
Like last thing, just having a household, and then as a husband and wife, or as a companionship, like this is where we're both at right now, and then you work as a unit together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the main thing is a unit. It's not like one person's over the other.
No,
or
you work as a
fighting.
team together.
1 second. Hello, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. We are now talking about traditional gender roles and how they play in society. What's your opinion? Hello? Hello? All right.
All right, good opinion.
Good opinion.
Good one.
We aren't taking calls today, ladies and gentlemen, but if you do call in, also, if you're watching the podcast, do turn the podcast off or down because then there's a lot of negative, what's the word?
Echoing.
Yeah, echoing. So let's move on to the next question, which I think is really interesting. Is toxic masculinity a legitimate issue or has masculinity become unfairly demonized? Hold on, we have the caller again.
I don't think.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's so nice to see all the young people being so wise. Love it. Matt, completely agree on a lot of points with you. Carlos as well. Young lady with, I didn't catch her name, the one in the middle.
Lizzie?
Hi. Agree with a few of your things. So much I would love to comment on and sit with you guys and discuss. But one thing I did want to say when Matt brought up if a male would lose his job and wife and stay home, is that emasculine? Is that what you said, I think, right?
Yeah.
So for a mature lady, I would say if my partner lost his job, my husband, and it's a situational thing, then I would say it's okay. But if a male stays home and just takes care of the family while a lady goes out and, works and brings the bacon, to me, that's extremely emasculine and unattractive. Like that, I would lose respect for that man.
What do you guys have to say about that? Thank you for calling in, by the way.
You're welcome. And by the way, can I add one more thing?
Yes.
It's okay to change. Like you guys were talking about that as well. But, as you grow, it's okay to change. And sometimes it's even important to do that. So today but as long as I agree with Matt, like as long as you have foundation, but then it's okay to change. Okay, I'm not going to bother you anymore, guys. Hey, I'm the only person who's watching you.
No, we had some people on.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
They cycle through.
All right,
They
great.
cycle through.
All right, guys, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, that was my mom. You can tell why. So let's get to the next question. Do you want to comment on her comments?
She's a wise woman.
I think it's true. Like, as a man, like,
I think
you
it's
can't be a bitch. Like,
I
you
was
gotta
gonna
go
say.
and like, make money and like be a man.
Well, I mean, that is something I have to ask of you guys, and I'm not trying to attack you or anything. I'm just honestly curious. Would you would still be fine if you were the breadwinner and your husband stayed at home? You
The
guys would
whole
be fine with
time.
that? Honestly, that's interesting.
I mean, I think in my line of profession that I'm planning to go into, I'll most likely be the breadwinner anyway, and that doesn't really bother me at all. I think like what you were saying, as long as both people are working as a team, that's really what matters in like a relationship and a marriage. And if I'm working long hours and stuff like that, I don't want to go home and like clean and take care of everything. So if I have a partner that can help me with that, and that we're working as a unit and as a front, I mean, of course, like I am not the person to judge like what somebody else wants to do
Mhm.
for like their life, because that's their decision. That's not mine. So, I mean, I don't really see that big of a deal with it.
All right.
Yeah.
We ready to move on?
Yep.
Okie dokie. I might have to skip a few questions because we are taking up a lot of time. Is toxic masculinity a legitimate issue, or has masculinity become unfairly demonized? Who wants to start this one off?
Well, what exactly do you mean by toxic masculinity?
Well, here's my opinion. I don't believe in toxic masculinity because you can't be toxic when you're masculine. I do believe in what's the other word? There's another word for it.
you can
Misogyny. I believe in that.
Mhm.
But toxic masculinity, you just can't be toxic and masculine. I feel like if you're
Yeah.
a man and you have masculine traits, you're a man and you have masculine traits. Same thing. I don't think you could be toxic femininity or, I don't believe in that. I believe there are certain bad people who happen to be a man and do a lot of masculine traits, but that doesn't mean that we have to make a definition called toxic masculinity. It's misogyny. That's what the word is.
Yeah, I think if you're constantly trying to push the point that like you're this masculine person,
Mhm.
then it in turn turns to misogyny. And it flips on itself, because if you're constantly like, please believe that I'm this, it's like, it's even worse. You know what I mean? Like it would kind of speak for itself in a way.
I just want to add on to what she said earlier.
Mhm.
And adding on to this topic, I feel like a true man is like a man that values his wife and his family and puts aside what like society says a man should be. Like, not what I mean by that is like really traditional is like men don't wash dishes, men don't clean, men don't help with the kids. They get money and that's it. That's all they do. They take care of all the finance and the hard work, right? But they don't help with dishes or cooking or nothing like that. But I think like a real man values his family and teaches like his kids that there's no such thing as like a woman has to do this and a man has to do this. Because I have a sister and I don't want my sister to be like
Slaving away.
exactly. I want her to get her career, get money, be successful, and have a good man that takes care of her and does his role, but also helps around. So yeah.
That's why you got to do your job as a brother, protect your younger sister.
That's right.
Any other comments on the topic? Well, we could just move right
Pretty
on.
much said everything. Yeah, I mean, if I were to, if I, you know, if I get a wife,
When you get a wife. There you go.
if I find a soulmate and we get married, like if I get home and I'm tired and stuff, but she's tired, like I'm gonna go out of my way to try to wash the dishes, you know, do this, like fix the floor and stuff, like whatever the problem is, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're a girl, do this,
Right.
and I'm gonna go sit down because I'm
It's like
tired.
we're a
Because I'm
team.
tired.
Mhm.
We're
You know
a
what I
team.
mean?
Yeah.
So
And it's like it's our house. It's not her house. It's our house.
Well, the way I like to always put it is that a man buys the house and a woman makes it a home. Because I think the woman is always the kindness and the kinship and the calmness that is always brought into the family. You know, it's biblical, right? Like Adam was created and Eve was created from a part of Adam's ribcage. You know, as the fact, you know, the protector of the heart. You know, and I always say that's what I always say is that a man can buy the house and the woman makes it into a home. You know, brings that light and that joy. Well, I am interested in what you said before because I do think, you know, I agree with everything you said, right? But I do think there are some biological aspects to it. Like, for example, I think, especially at a young age, a baby does need a mother. I think more because when the baby gets older, that's when the father comes in and starts to, you know, train the baby and discipline the baby and teach the baby the rules of the house, you know, whatnot. But I think there's certain times for certain needs. So when we are talking about like home, for example, right? I think at the early stages of having a child, it's most important for the mother to be at home to bring that love, that kindness, that, you know, that calmness. Because it's just biological, right? We could look at different animal species and it's the same way, right? Which once again shouldn't be threatening to anyone, if you're a female or if you're a male. I think it's just there's certain biological roles that come into play in the household, especially when you're having kids. That's not to say that women should be slaving away, right? And doing dishes and whatnot, because those are just like jobs that we assign them, you know, which is not like factually, like it's not biological to clean the dishes, right? But I think when it comes to the baby, yes, biologically, I think the mother should be at home, especially for those early days, because I don't want me and my wife to be working and I'm putting my baby in the daycare and the daycare is raising my baby, because what's the point then of having a baby if the daycare is going to do all the work, you know? That's just my view on that. But if anyone wants to challenge that or talk about that, the floor is yours.
no, I mean I agree. It's tough because, like we said in the beginning, society is telling you not to have kids.
And that's our
then
next
we're
topic,
so busy
actually.
now. Mortgage rates are so high. Both parents have to work. What are you going to do? Like you have to, like if you're not making that much money, you have no option. You can't leave your kid home alone.
Mhm.
You know. But then, like I said, like the first thing I said, like it's you. It's the baby's literally you and your wife.
Mhm.
As a combination.
A little you.
Little you. So why am I like, I don't want, me personally, like I don't want, like if somebody's babysit like my kid once in a while, that's fine. But like you shouldn't really have someone else raising your kid.
Yeah.
Unless you like 100,000% have to. It should be like your partner, and then like if you need babysitting from like
Family
a
member.
relative.
Yeah. I agree. So I like that. I'm happy that you brought that up because our next question is: should people in their 20s prioritize career first or relationships and family first? So as someone who's not in their 20s yet, I'm prioritizing family first. Obviously, I tell everybody that, you know,
Yeah, you
I mean,
talked.
yeah. Well, go ahead.
Your career comes last. Your family's always first.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the point.
I would switch it.
What?
How come?
Wait, are you saying like start your family first and then focus on getting your
It's
career?
it just the question is just prioritize career first or relationships and family first.
Oh, never mind. My bad. I apologize.
Yeah.
I was stunned, flabbergasted.
I got it confused.
Ladies.
I think I agree. My family does come first for me. I love my family. They're like the most important people to me. But that doesn't mean like my career is also not important to me. Like I was talking about earlier, we both have big aspirations in the medical field. So both are extremely important. And I don't want to just say, oh, just obviously my family comes first. I love my family. But I also have big aspirations, but my family does come first, I would say.
I'm totally with you there.
Well, listen, I tell everybody this. I tell everybody,
Yeah, roommates.
can't wait to have 4 kids, or 5. We'll see. Have that beautiful home, have that beautiful wife. I just can't wait. That's why I aspire, right? And everyone's like, "You sound 40 when you say this." I'm like, well, what's so bad about having kids, right?
I rather have a big family than a small family.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
challenge you on something there.
sure.
Would you let your wife pick how many kids you have, or are you like set on 4 or 5?
Well, the important part of a relationship is this: the foundation, right? Because if you get into a relationship with someone where you have 0 foundation, right, you can't build anything off that. If you have someone who's maybe different politically, or maybe someone who's different when it comes to family, or someone who's different, maybe like if you don't have that stable foundation, how are you gonna agree what movie you want to see? How are you gonna agree what food you want?
Mhm.
Because foundation means everything, right? And that's something that you can agree with across the board. You don't have to agree on everything, right?
Hmm.
But like I want a wife who loves God. I want a wife who wants a lot of kids,
Mhm.
and I want a traditional wife. As bad as that sounds, woo, to the new,
No,
modern
nothing
take,
wrong- There's
right?
nothing wrong with that. Like we said,
Right.
we can want things and you can want things.
Right,
That's
right.
completely fine.
So I try to target women who have that sense
Okay.
of traditional value.
I
And
think that's a good thing. You know what like you're looking for, and because I think when you're
That's
going,
what I was wondering.
yeah, I think if you're going into a relationship and you guys both
Know
have
what
like
you want.
completely different things, then they shouldn't have to change you and you shouldn't have to change them because you
Mm.
know what you want
Mhm.
and they know what they want. So I think it's fair that people know what they want and they look for those kind of people.
Compromise and change are totally different things
Yeah.
too.
I love that. That's great. We can move on to the next question. Let's go to the second segment. Faith, morality, and decline of religion. So this is a big one. I definitely want to involve this. So why do you guys think religion is declining so fast among young people? Is it liberation or moral confusion? So I want you to start this off, Ariana.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
You haven't been talking that much. I want to get you involved. I want to hear your opinion.
Oh man.
If it's really that bad, I'll pass it off to someone else. Is it that bad?
I'm like trying to think about how to say it. Oh.
All right.
You have
I'll
something to
let
say?
Matt start off.
I would say the decline of Christianity and branches of Christianity, such as Catholicism, has declined primarily because of the Americanization
You got it
of
there.
our culture. That's why. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so America, the dominant religion here is Christianity, but our culture is so like, oh, go do what you want, be what you want. You can change your name. You can change your gender. You can do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
As we spread McDonald's and Chick-fil-A across the entire world, that goes to the entire world.
I see
the
that.
term is Americanization, globalization, and now we have atheism spreading and all this stuff, and then we have no morals when we're born. We have all these different celebrities. I'm not going to say the celebrity's name, but there's this singer on stage that she's like, oh, no religion. She's going in these different sexual poses and stuff. And I'm like, this is literally destroying any foundation that anyone has had, thinking that that's normal. No religion, do whatever you want. And then that's American. So that spreads right across the whole world because we're the main country of the world. And that completely destroys the spread of Christianity, especially because the framework of our country, the Constitution, is technically supposed to be church is separate from state. So the government, the law is separate from religion, and that's completely going away.
Comments?
I think it also has to do with the immigration and the people coming from other countries. They value religion a lot. If you look at other countries, like all the other continents, they all value religion, and they come here. They build churches. There's a lot of immigrant churches that they built up, and they teach religion. And Americans are basically colonized. And they try to remove religion, and
Yeah,
they're mostly Christian, but they're not really like supporting Christian and advocating it. But the people that coming from other countries, they know what they're talking about. They haven't been changed by society. Countries and other. This country is basically like living in a false reality. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, and to build on that.
Anyways, if you go to New York, it's one. Because you've been talking a while. when you go to New York, right? Most diverse city in the
Mhm.
world.
Yeah.
You go to New York, there's churches on every single block. You look on Little Italy, there's a church there. You look in Chinatown, there's a church there. You look in Times Square, there's a huge church there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of diverse people there, and they make religion one of the top things in the city.
Mhm.
Right.
So, as I was saying before we started this podcast, I travel a lot. I've been to over 20 countries, and I've been fortunate enough to go to many different churches. I got to see the Vatican, which was like amazing for me. I'm Catholic. So, that was just really eye-opening for me. And I've gotten to see like Notre Dame and just so many amazing places. And I've also gotten a chance to learn about other religions. Although that's not mine, I think it's really important that I get like a cultural understanding. Again, I want to go into the medical career, and people's religion really do impact like the choices that they make throughout their life. So I think that whether you are religious or not, it is important to learn about religion, just like for other cultures' sake and just like as a learning base. And I think that learning about religion can also lead you to religion, which I think is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the big problem in today's society, the big threat is definitely, I think, well, my opinion is is Islam. I think that religion in on itself, I'm gonna try not to judge other people's religions and what they believe in, but I feel like that we've been seeing that spread, and that I would call it even a virus, especially in America right now, and in United Kingdom, and then in all of these different countries, we see the spread of Islam, and it's really changing the government. It's written in their books, right, to take the form of someone from that country and to take that over that country, right? It's in their books to, like, I just saw this video today talking that showed this 9-year-old getting sold off to this 40-year-old. That's Islam, right? And I think that's just a big fear of mine. Is just that. Once again, I have many Islamic friends. Love those guys. Nothing against them. It's just a fear of mine. But I wanna go to this question, because this question really was interesting to me. Is faith necessary for a stable marriage or family, or is it an outdated belief?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think it's necessary for a stable family?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
I
goodness.
think it's important
Faith.
to have the same views, I think.
Yeah.
And if your partner doesn't have the same views, I think it's important to encourage them to go in that direction, because I think it's beautiful to grow spiritually together.
Yeah. The two main things of having a stable household, on top of everything else we said, but the two main things is the same religion, obviously, and then around the same political beliefs,
Well,
obviously.
Yeah.
My mom was Christian Maronite, and my dad's Greek Orthodox.
Mhm.
So it's both Christian,
Yeah, but
but they're just
that's-
two different.
Yeah, that's under the same head.
Yeah.
Because
So
for
under the same head.
yeah,
Because my mom, now we go to a Maronite church, but my dad's still Greek Orthodox, and
Mhm.
our family's still Greek Orthodox.
because putting everything else aside, in my household when I was growing up, there was always unity with religion and political beliefs, and that wasn't even something that was forced upon. I really feel like a lot of us, especially me and my brother, we found our own way to religion. My 3 sisters went to private Catholic school their entire lives. Me and my brother didn't. We still found our way, regardless of influence or not. We still found our way. I've still had experiences of Christ multiple times before, and then also political beliefs. You've taken political science classes as well.
Mhm.
And you kind of just inside yourself, blocking everything out. You can just see what's right and wrong. You mentioned a 9-year-old being sold off for sexual slave labor for a 4-year-old. Of course, that's wrong in all ways, and that shouldn't be supported or normalized in any way. But yeah, unity of religion and political, not even political party, just your beliefs in general should be kind of the same.
And I think that's why Christianity is so true, is because without Christianity, how do you know what's morally right and what's morally wrong, right? Who dictates that? Well, God dictates that, because we know God is good and God is love. God is everything good and great. And atheists would try to come in and say, oh, we have our own sense of morality and consciousness. So then that would essentially mean that my moral basis is different than yours. If I think that slapping you is morally okay, and you think differently, right? Who sets up those guidelines? Well, God does, because we know slapping you is a bad thing to do, right? And a good thing would be to give you maybe a high five or something, right? So it's thanks to Christianity that we know what's morally good and what's morally bad, right? So here is a great question. I'm very curious what you guys think. Has social media replaced religion in terms of giving people identity and purpose?
That was the other side of the question. I was excited for that one.
I think you want to start it, right?
Wait, read it one more time.
What was it?
Has social media replaced religion in terms of giving people identity and purpose?
Yes, because people feel fulfilled now through social media and not through their religion.
Mhm.
They turn to social media for
Like fulfillment, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
instant gratification.
That's a good point.
That is a great.
Good point.
Yeah.
I completely agree with what you said. I think we're all guilty of it. Oh,
I got
go
more.
ahead. Go ahead.
Because social
Oh, yeah.
media gives you the instant gratification that people don't want to wait for in their religion, because later we will go to heaven, which is gratification, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
people don't want to wait.
Love that. That was good. That was really good.
Yeah. Are you?
Christian.
No, I mean like.
So
Yeah. So I was talking.
I'm so confused.
I didn't know if you're finished with your point.
no, yeah, go ahead.
He's like,
'Cause
are
I
you-
was-
I was like,
Are
oh, am I
you-
what?
Are you done?
I was talking to somebody a few days ago, and she was like, "Oh, like she's not she, like she's way older."
I did not know where we were going.
Are you finished with your point? But I was like, the gratification for me for doing all this stuff is going to be like getting some kind of household and living as close to God's word as possible, so that in the end, like all these people, whether I'm friends with them or not, whether they dislike me, don't know who I am, don't care, whatever, like they can get their gratification now. They can do these drugs, go to all these parties and stuff. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm trying to attempting to get a closer relationship with God. And that's gratifying and satisfying for me. So when I go to bed, I don't feel like I'm missing out on something, or I could have done this, should have done that. Like I feel satiated for the day. Like I'm good. I don't feel like I need to do anything else. I can go to sleep without having to doom scroll too much or whatever.
I don't get this whole, sorry to cut you off. I don't get this whole obsession with like you need the college life. You need to go to the parties. You need to have this hookup culture. You need to get popular on social media. You need to be this and that and that. I don't get this whole, once again, I don't get all these norms that we all set up. Like you need to live the college life, the American dream. When you go to college, you need to do this, this, and this, or else you didn't have a good time. I just don't believe in that, right? Why would I go out to a party and get drunk and whatever, when I could just do that whenever I want? In the future, you could just do it whenever.
If you really wanted to, we could get drunk right now. If we really wanted to,
Which
could.
we're not doing.
Well, like,
no thanks.
You can do this stuff whenever you want.
But I just don't. Once again, I'm just not big on any of that. I'm not big on the whole smoking crisis that everyone seems to be doing with all their vapes and whatnot, which I think is very atrocious. Yeah, I think drinking, like people drink because they're happy. People drink because they're sad. People drink when they wake up. People drink when they go to bed. You can make poetry with it. You could become the next Dr. Seuss with how many people, where people drink. So, yeah, I just don't get the whole normalization of it, right? Here's an interesting question, then we're going to go on to segment 3. Does a society need shared moral standards to function? And if so, who sets them when religion fades? Is this too big of a topic? So, especially for like the atheists right now, where they don't believe in a God, right? Who sets the morality, you think?
No one.
You think that just your morality is yours and my morality is mine?
Yes.
Right, essentially. That's what we believe. That's what people believe in. What?
I think it ties back to social media, because we're going to get influenced by the posts and by the reels.
I would say brainwash is the better word, not influence.
That works too.
Yeah. So now we are on segment 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is called Friends, Community, and Social Dynamics. All
I'm
right.
gonna click on this.
So this is going to be an interesting one. Wow, which
Your
one?
camera's dirty, bro.
Oh, that's my bad.
You see that?
Can you fix that real quick?
We're gonna
Oh, bye guys.
Okay.
Thank
Hey
you.
guys.
Oh, so much better.
There's not that much of a change.
Like, think about. Ooh.
The light was like doing the line thing.
There's so many comments.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. That's good. So, is cancel culture making people afraid to be honest with friends? This is so true. Absolutely, 100%. I'm starting off with this one. Absolutely. You can't. All this whole new. What's going on here?
No,
Oh,
don't
private
worry.
talk.
Go
Okay.
on here. Go
I
ahead.
think all the social norms of this generation makes it impossible for you to be a friend, right? Like they treat friends like strangers. For example, say,
Oh.
Ariana, you got a dress, right?
Okay.
Okay. And you got a blue dress and a red dress, right?
Ooh.
And Lizzie, then you go to Lizzie and you ask her, what dress looks better? I think the blue looks better.
No,
but the
red.
but the blue, yeah, but
Red's
the red actually looks better, right?
Oh,
But you say, I like the blue more. And then what normal social, culture would say is like, all right, it's your choice. Go with the blue dress. Yes. Where a friend should be honest and truthful all the time.
I would tell you the red looks better.
Yeah. So you should. So I feel like,
You look good in red.
Thank you.
so I feel like culture nowadays doesn't allow people to be honest with each other. I feel like friends have become strangers. Like, do whatever you want with your life, and a friend is gonna just go along with it, right?
Yeah.
If my friends wants to do, I don't know, some weird act or something, right? Or they want to go out into the world dressed as they are or saying what they are, right? I'm gonna be honest with that person. I'm gonna say, look, dude, this is not you, right? But normalization of this social culture has made it impossible. So you have to be like, you have to support your friend no matter what, right? You can't talk back, you can't question it, right? And so I think there's a word for it. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't think my mom would appreciate it. But I think people become weak in today's society. People are scared to say the truth. People are scared to be honest with people. And I think that also goes in relationships too, right? Like you see these people who are holding back their feelings and holding back actual conversation because they just don't want to be honest. They want to be open with these people.
That's true.
And I think that just ruins friendships, that ruins relationships. So I want to get your thoughts on this. Carlos, I'll let you start off.
All right, thank you. I just want to say, I think you're the best example of just being honest and just being transparent with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a real friend would do, even if it hurts him, like they would do whatever it takes to actually protect you and not to validate you.
Amen.
Just like your parents.
Mhm.
Your parents are going to tell you straight up if you're in the wrong. They don't care if you get upset at them. At the end of the day, you're going to be okay, and that's all that matters. That's a real friend. So
I think there's I agree that you should be honest, because if you're lying or telling white lies or withholding truth, it's going to come out in the end eventually, and it's going to be a lot worse. But there's a difference that I think there's a fine line between being honest and having people's best interests in mind and just being mean, because I think a lot of people are just rude and they just say things to be mean and cover it up by saying, oh, I'm just being honest.
I
That's
really
fair.
agree with
That's
that.
fair.
There's a difference between like me telling Ariana and saying, hey, like, I think you have too much of this on, or I don't think you're like, I think you need to curl the strand of your hair more. That shirt doesn't look as good as this one. Or it's just saying like, you look ugly, but I'm just being honest. Like, I just think there's a difference between like, and with being honest, you want to have the person's best interest in mind and to help them. But I just think that a lot of people are just really mean and they just cover it with saying that they're being honest, which I don't think is right.
Not at all.
Personally, I don't think that's fair.
That's funny. I never thought of that before. Like saying a certain thing to just kind of cover up that you want to insult the other person.
Really?
You never had that
For-
happen to you?
No, it used to, but recently, especially with like my friends that I've like retained from before coming here, and then like the new friends that I made, like that doesn't really happen. Maybe that's just like
Really?
no. That
Wait,
doesn't-
what? The
Like if I were to be like, oh, that green, like you shouldn't wear that. It's ugly. Like that hasn't really like happened.
Well,
It's either like fully as a joke or just like we don't really say anything negative or invalidating, which we probably should. Now, obviously, if we're doing like some like screwed up stuff or like
You
hanging
gotta
around,
get called out on your shit.
yeah,
right.
but that's constructive. Like you know, if you're, let's say I catch Diego skipping the gym 7 times, I'm not gonna be like, oh,
That's never gonna happen.
you're weak. I knew you didn't have it in you. You're
Mm.
like all these different things. I'd be like, let's get back in the gym. What are you doing? But I wouldn't
Like
be
that's
like,
honesty.
but I wouldn't be like,
I
oh,
wouldn't
you're,
be like,
I wouldn't be like, you're lazy.
Matthew's short, fat, ugly, chopped. I wouldn't be like that.
I wouldn't be like,
I
you're
would be
lazy.
like, you gotta
I
stop
feel
doing
like-
this stuff.
Really went
because
at
you
it.
need
There's,
to,
yeah,
you need to
direct
actively
muscle
damage
time.
that work. You understand what I'm talking about? I would just tell you the truth. Like if you want to do something stupid, I'm gonna tell you that's stupid.
Well,
Don't do it.
this is the way I
And
think
if you
about
don't
it.
want to listen to me, don't listen to me.
The way I think about it is the way I think about it is this, right? I try not to manipulate or brainwash my friends, right? So like some of my friends question like my
Sorry.
what the
We're like,
comment?
Here's
the
a last
comments.
comment.
What's the comment saying?
Oh my
Yeah, what are these?
What's the
What's the
comment?
last comment?
Finally, some cute girls on the pod. Okay, you don't have to laugh. It's not that
They said
funny.
the pod.
The
On the
pod.
pod.
The pod.
The pod.
The pod. To be honest, you need to lock in.
Who was that?
That's
to?
Probably one of our guys.
Yeah, we gotta lock in.
I gotta lock
You
in.
were
It's already
skipping the
to
gym.
be.
All right.
I've been locked.
Well, here's my
I
opinion.
really want to read these.
We'll read it.
comments.
Yeah, we'll read it afterwards.
Yay!
So my opinion is this: you should never manipulate your friend. You should never brainwash your friend. You should never force someone into doing something, right? So a lot of my friends, what they do, they ask me about my religion, for example, right?
Mhm.
And I just tell them my personal experience. I tell them what God has done on earth. I tell them the history behind it. And I always say after that, I always say, look, I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm not going to force you, but I'm always going to invite you, come to church, come to a Bible study,
Yeah.
help me, help you, I always have that invitation. And with other friends too, I have this one great friend, but he drinks a lot, and that always concerns me, right? And I'm not going to force him to say, yo, stop drinking. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
freaking die, right? But I'm always telling him, look, dude, I'm always here for the help, right? I encourage you stop drinking, because I know it's bad. And I know you can do a lot of irreversible damage to yourself. So look, I'm not going to force you to stop drinking. I'm not going to take away your drinks. I'm not going to do anything like that. But I encourage you, look at it from a different light.
Mhm.
Stop drinking because, we're friends, right? I mean, I love my bros, right? No pun intended. Don't take that out of context. I love everybody, right? I'm a Christian. What we're supposed to do is love everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's most important, especially your friends.
Love and help everyone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even when
I
they don't
think-
ask for it.
That is where we're just like slightly a little bit different.
Okay.
Covering you the whole
Here's why.
time. I'm so sorry.
So the first thing is you should be kind to everybody, obviously.
Mhm.
No one should have to like earn your like everyone should have respect.
Mhm.
Complete
You're
strangers,
born
like,
with it.
why would you not, right? You never know what's going on in someone's life. But if you're friends with them and you know them, and this is my thing that I think you and I are a little bit different, is if I know someone's about to do something that's literally to the point of no return. Like you guys are when you play a game and like they tell you it's the end of the game and you're like, yo, this is the end. Like you got to get ready. This is like the final fight and stuff.
Mm.
Like when people are about to do things that are to the point of no return, like going to do something with like a girl or do some kind of drug and they're like about to do some really bad stuff. That's when I'm like pretty forceful and I'm like, you really shouldn't do this at all. That's where I think we're a little bit different. I'm on the, oh, it's okay. Like, no, like you shouldn't.
Well, you should encourage
certain
you should
things.
encourage something better, but you can't fix someone if you are the one forcing it. Only that person themselves can fix themselves, right?
Yeah.
But I still,
You could give them the tools,
It works
right?
both ways. It works both
I know,
ways.
but I just feel like as a friend or
Well,
like
listen-
a best friend, you should like try to take some initiative and be like,
But
I mean, but what
Don't.
can I do? I don't live with.
I
the guy.
can't.
The
You
only
can't.
thing I could
I don't
realistically do
have to-
is
I'm
tie
gonna
him
say
up and get like thrown in prison for like.
I can't make anyone do anything, but I should be like, yo, you really shouldn't like do this hard drug.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't think that's love, right? Because someone hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that.
And the microphone hears that
I'm gonna
too.
go call them out.
Comment below if you hear.
The screaming in the background, yeah.
Give it a thumbs up if you
What I think is that's not love to me, right? Because God,
It's crazy.
what makes God, the
Isn't it?
Christian God,
Yeah.
different than any other God in any religion is that He's not going to force you to
Oh,
love Him,
They give
right?
it a thumbs up. Wait, no, they didn't.
So
Thumbs down.
Sorry.
I think
It's a laughing face.
um
I'm
so
listening.
I think real love is just giving the tools to fix yourself. I need you to finish up quickly because we gotta get these questions going.
I just wanted to say, like, if God removes somebody from your life,
There's a purpose behind it.
there's a purpose,
purpose.
and if you chase that person, that he took away from you, you're just gonna end up getting more hurt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, but
We gotta move on. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
yeah, because you don't want to get beaten.
Yeah.
In the debate.
So we're moving on to segment
This is not
4.
a
Me?
competition. This is not a competition.
Segment 4.
Aram won't
College.
stop. 24 hours a day, he won't stop.
I appreciate it, man.
I've experienced it.
What?
Trying to argue with him.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, listen, I was born into
I
it.
have a good point, though.
Okay, but your
Listen,
Next
Ma.
question.
Yeah, next question.
I'm excited.
Segment 4: college relationships and modern dating culture. So
Ready.
this is college relationships and
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
So are college relationships failing because people have too many or want too many options?
I think it depends on the person. Personally, I have been in a relationship for over 2 years.
Good for you.
I'm still in a very happy, healthy relationship. We're not even long distance, I guess medium distance. And I don't feel the need to be validated by other people. I have male friends, just friends, and that's it. And he has female friends, and that's it. But I don't think that that's to say that nobody ever wants to have like options. I think in college it's normalized that people don't want to date just so that they can have options. I think that's extremely normalized, and I don't think it should be.
Good.
But me personally, I think it just depends on the person. Like I don't feel the need to have options. So
You want to
I
comment?
think it's normalized though.
Or everything that
I
she
don't
said?
know. Trying to think, because I am not in a relationship, and anybody that I talk to here, really, they're just like, "Oh, I'm just like trying to see like my options and blah blah blah." I'm like, "What are you doing? What? What do you mean?
It's black and white.
It's black and white. Yeah.
It should be clear."
Should be very.
Listen,
clear.
I mean,
Translucent. It's a better word.
it's very difficult for me too
it should be opaque, actually.
All right.
because I'm also not in a relationship right now. But I'm very picky when it comes to a relationship because I date to
I think
marry.
you should be.
Yeah, because I date to marry, right? Are you
No, I'm just-
impersonating me? Is
No,
that what you're
no,
doing?
I'm
I date to marry, right? So I think there's definitely, especially now in today's social climate, there's a selective few that want to date to marry. Some people date to just,
That's not the
I think
point
it's
of
like,
dating.
I know it's not the point of dating, right? To have fun, right? I don't believe in that, right? I mean, if you're dating, you see a future with this person, right? Otherwise, why would you be dating this person?
Mhm.
Any comments, ladies?
Yeah, in terms of
Gentlemen.
options,
Gentlemen.
that goes back to having that foundation.
All right. Next
No,
question.
hell no.
Next question.
Roll.
Because
Roll.
you shouldn't feel the need to mentally be like, oh, all these people want me. Am I finally attractive? Like, you should have some kind of security in yourself to be like, I know I'm not that chopped and I'm like a decent person. And you should be like, I don't need all these options. Maybe subconsciously you can be like, yeah, like I'm sure people would find me attractive, but you shouldn't be like, I need these options. And if I get tied down, then I'm not going to get validated.
Mhm.
You should be getting validated by the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and then also your partner. And that's it. And your friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just seeking external validation because they don't have any confidence in themselves.
So why don't they have confidence?
Because they don't love themselves.
That's why they need to go on social media to get the confidence from their people. Woo! I don't get it.
And I think
All right, it's not our table. Why are we slamming on the poor table?
All right. Next question.
All right, this is. You want to continue?
No,
Lizzie?
no.
Okay. These idiots. Is the rise of hoe culture a reaction of inequality or an excuse for emotional avoidance?
I don't think I know enough about the topic again.
Okay.
I'm in a 2-year relationship, so I can't say anything on this.
I don't think any of us can say anything.
I think
We all
I didn't even say anything.
Go ahead.
So here's the truth, and this is the cold hard truth, is the First Amendment, we have the freedom of expression, and then the first paragraph of the U.S. Constitution, the pursuit of happiness. If that's your idea of your pursuit of happiness, you're free to do and talk to whoever you want, express yourself however you want. You can do whatever you want. We have absolutely no place to judge. People can do whatever they want, and then again, if it's complete strange, you shouldn't assume anything. People they're gonna do whatever they want to do, As long as they're set in stone as to who they are and what they are, then that's it. And you should have respect for everyone. Now, if they start attacking you and stuff, or hate you or have a problem, game on. Completely.
Preach.
That's good. Yeah, let's skip around a little bit. This is a great one. Has social media
That night Lizzie hits me.
has social media created unrealistic
Yes.
expectations
Yeah.
for
Yes.
love,
Yes.
bodies, money?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
I am so glad we all agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
1,000%.
terrible.
100,000,000%. Completely.
All right, next question. Roll.
100% yes.
You're right.
What are
Should people our age date with marriage in mind? I think so. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get a good one.
Let's get a good
Sit
one.
and discuss.
That was a social media question. I was
Can
excited.
people stay loyal to one partner for a long time in a world where everyone wants things fast, easy, and right now?
Yes.
Yes.
It's just up to them.
Yes.
Let's go to segment 5, future outlook and philosophy. What scares you? This is a personal question. What scares you most about the future of love and family in our generations? I think the lack of it. I think a lot of people are losing what the meaning of love is, because I think wanting love and having love are two different things, right? Or knowing what love is, right? So, for example, I love the idea of having a girlfriend, someone, spend time with, someone to be passionate with and love and send poems to and send, cards and flowers to. That's just what I did in my past relationship. But the idea is, I don't want the idea to take over my perspective of things, right? Because the idea sounds great, but then I don't want to take that away from the person, because then I build those expectations of what I want to see out of that person. And that's not a good thing to have, right? So while I do love the idea of having a girlfriend, I also want to love that person too, more than
Not
the
just
idea.
the idea of
Exactly.
them, which I think that's really damaging too.
Mhm.
When somebody loves you, like there's a difference between somebody loving you and loving the idea of you, because they're two different things. Have you seen that picture of it's like this girl and her husband takes a photo of her every day that she's leaving
yes.
for work? And she thought it was like the most romantic, cutest thing that her husband's like taking a photo of her every day before work. But then come to realize he only did it because he loved his camera, not because he loved her.
Wow, that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to comment on the subject? Do you want me to read the question again? What scares you the most about the future of love and family in our generations?
Lust.
And loyalty.
Loyalty and lust is a big thing.
Lost loyalty.
look at us.
Lust is a deadly sin too, but then also because we're so, the idea of love in this country is so decentralized. We don't even know what it is. We get ideas of people in our head. Like, let's say you're talking to someone and you'll create all these ideas in your head. Oh, they're going to be this, this, and this. We're going to do this. They're none of that, and they never become that. And then you like the idea of them, or they like the idea of you, and that's a weird feeling when it's done to you as well, because you're like, damn, this person didn't care about any of me at all. So yeah, definitely just the fragmentation of what it's actually supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, if someone does something nice for you or considerate for you, you should be grateful, human to human, and recognize that. Like if Diego helps me load up the plates for bench, like I'm appreciative. And then that's very simple, right?
Saw this today.
Oh.
So
Live witness.
Yeah, I think some people.
Yeah, but then when I help him with his plates, he calls me a bitch, and then that doesn't make any sense. You
no, you don't. I'm not getting into that.
okay? Fine, don't get into it.
Carlos,
Next podcast.
what were you saying?
I was going to say some people love having you, but they don't actually love you individually.
They love being in a relationship,
Yeah.
but
Right.
not the person they're in a
And you realize that when you guys depart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely, I 100%
And
agree
then I
with
think
that.
it was the first section in terms of growing together. They never had any intention of growing with you. They wanted a boyfriend for Christmas photos, Valentine's, whatever. As soon as they're ready to suddenly have to go on this different path or branch out or do this, I got to study abroad. Suddenly, everything was meaningless.
Right.
And nothing ever happened.
Relationships are a two-way street, right? I don't think. I mean, some days, one is going to be doing 60%, one's going to do 40%. Some other days it's going to be 50-50. But if your relationship is constantly 90 to 10% of effort, it's just not worth keeping, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
So, do you think our generation as a whole, not just this table, will have stronger families than our parents or weaker ones?
Weaker.
I think weaker,
I
honestly.
think we're going to continue to go down.
I think so too. The
stronger.
birth rates, and I think it's just.
Stronger.
You think it's gonna be stronger?
I think it's gonna be
I
stronger.
hope so.
I mean, we're all there. I mean, I'd like to
So
say
you're telling me the baby boom generation, they went to the war, they came back. You think our generation,
us,
I think
you
we're.
think we're going to be stronger?
we're gonna be stronger. Yes, because
The
we're
next-
seeing what once was.
The generations coming up are going to be stronger than the ones previously.
I 100% believe that. Yes,
Why?
lots of stuff coming to light. Now that we're seeing everything getting
I don't
torn to
agree.
shreds and
I
pulled
don't
apart.
agree.
I think we're so much weaker, honestly. I think
We are
our mentality.
100%.
Everyone's a bunch of. Everyone's so whiny.
The
Generation.
whole generation.
The whole
Everyone
generation.
should be strong enough and be able to see everything.
Okay.
I
We
think
know.
we-
You want to be
Uh-huh.
professional now.
Generations
Sure.
down. We
You
are
didn't even
not
let me
gonna be
finish my
strong enough.
point because
Your
you're not
point's
gonna
not valid.
you're not gonna listen. Of course, not
I'm
valid.
gonna do the same thing what Aram did.
What did I do?
Insane.
What did I do?
Crazy.
We
So I don't
Don't
get
worry
to
about
get my point across. Diego's like, no.
I think that our generation has become so whiny. Oh my goodness, I need self-validation.
cancel
I think
culture.
I need,
Just like a,
Yeah.
levels and
whenever
levels
you
of
say you're tired, you just
therapy,
give up.
for example. I mean, I'm not one to believe in
How do
therapy.
you listen to this?
I don't know. I
It
just
sounds so weird.
It is
It's
weird,
true,
right?
but hopefully we all realize that this is all complete bullshit. You don't need therapy. Cancel culture's bullshit. Like someone said a word you don't like.
But
Words were made for a reason, and they're in the dictionary for a reason to be
That's
used.
why our generations
but-
are gonna go
bro,
weaker.
Like,
Feels
wake
weird.
up.
Yeah, but
That's why they're gonna be
you.
weaker.
Getting
We're
heated.
talking about the generation.
All of us. What do you mean?
Bro, this table. What about everyone? Like the whole world?
The whole
We're all on
generation.
Instagram.
Exactly. Like it's all going.
Fix
down.
your algorithm.
Oh, gonna
It's
go
getting
down.
weaker.
Fix your algorithm.
It's getting weaker.
It's
I
getting
think you're
weaker.
confused, Matt.
I'm not confused
It's
at
getting
all.
weaker.
That's-
Me and my
You know what I'm
circle.
You.
Not
And
your
your
circle.
circle.
Everyone.
I guess I'm just that closed off.
Everyone.
Dog, it's you
Okay,
and
this
your
guy's
circle.
not
but,
understanding.
Like what about the
It's
world?
Mike's right
everyone.
there.
Like what do you
The
see
world
around?
generations.
The way people act.
We are
right now.
gonna get
Our
weaker.
age, our age.
Way weaker.
all right. We want
Ooh.
one
saying
last
start a
question
war?
or two last questions,
You're saying start a war?
Jose?
or do you want to
Let's see.
comment?
We do
Please.
start a war. What's
Hold
gonna
on,
happen?
hold on.
It's okay.
We're not gonna get stronger.
Your point doesn't make any
Hold
sense.
on, hold on,
They're
hold
gonna
on.
be
Look
weak.
at these gentlemen.
It's okay.
We can just chat.
No, please go ahead.
I think that there's nothing wrong with therapy to a certain point. Like people do need therapy for things. Like
Mhm.
oh,
Oh.
Well,
let me hear your argument about
okay.
this.
I think that's why we have our family.
I'm
plans.
sorry. Oh, that's true too, honestly. I think therapy is a scam. I think that if you need to constantly go to therapy, then something's not working, right? Because if a man came up to me and he said, "Yo, you should try therapy," I'm like, "Wow, that's not manly at all. That's pretty pathetic, honestly." And some people unfortunately are born into families where they don't have access to that conversation at the dinner table,
Mhm.
or don't have friends, right, who can easily talk about their feelings and whatnot. But then we go back to the religion debate, right? Because I feel like, generally speaking, I've never really had like that true best friend who honestly like understands the stuff that I go through fully. Like I don't think I've really ever had
Me
that,
neither.
right? But I'm able to grow. Well, God bless my mom and my family, right? Because they're all strong people who made me stronger. But through my faith and through my love of myself and love of God and love of the world, I was able to build myself, right? And most importantly, when it comes to a relationship too, it's more important to first you have to love yourself before you love anybody else, because how you know what love is if you don't know what love is to yourself, right?
Mhm.
So when it goes back to therapy, I feel like therapy has just been used as an excuse to whine about your feelings and whine about the world, and people go to therapy to talk about their problems and all of that, but they do nothing to solve those problems. That's why I prefer talking to friends over, because I know I'm going to give the advice my friends need to improve themselves, whereas therapy is less likely to give you that advice because they're more likely wanting you to come back continuously for more and more advice.
Exactly.
Because they don't want you to leave. They want their paycheck at the end of the day.
Exactly.
It's their job. So
But I know it's a very touchy subject. But I was blessed into the family where I just don't believe in family. Sorry, I don't believe it. Excuse me, I don't believe in therapy. I just don't think there's a need. I think it makes people weaker. I think it makes people play the victim more. And we shouldn't be playing the victim. We should improve ourselves, right? We should fix our problems, our flaws, and we should grow. And it's good to have those problems and flaws, and you shouldn't hide those away. And you should acknowledge those problems, and you should fix those problems. But I think if we have a society where we have a constant need to reaffirm those problems, oh, I'm just who I am because this is how I was made, or or it's like my friends support me, slay. I have these problems, so I don't have to worry about it. I just sorry.
Slay.
But that's the people I hang out with that say this type of stuff. That's the one word that they say. So at the end of the day, I'm never going to.
What?
I'm definitely not going to ever tell someone, yo, you should go to therapy, because I think it's just a big scam, honestly. But
Any other comments?
I'm sure we could say things in return.
Definitely.
But
well, go ahead. Would you rather do this or do the last question?
what's the last question?
Is culture shaping our relationships, or our relationships shaping the culture?
We kind of covered this one.
Let's talk about therapy.
Let's do it.
I think.
This is
Would you like to start?
I mean, sure.
Go ahead.
I think therapy is needed to a certain point, but I know somebody very close to me that has gone to therapy for suicidal thoughts, depression, because the people around me, I don't know how to help with that, honestly. Like, truly, I do not know how to comfort you in that way about that. There is people that go into a specialty for that, but the person that I know looked around, called around to therapists, and found one that has her same beliefs.
Mhm.
Because they're not going to go to a therapist that'll be like, oh, just look up this online, do this and do that. It was Christian-based, faith-based answers back.
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. To a point, therapy is okay. But if you're going to therapy just because,
It's the type of therapy.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
Well, there's also different kinds of therapy, like speech language therapy. To
Well,
help you
I needed
speak,
that. I need that.
That's
So-
also
I think we're talking
therapy.
Yeah,
mental therapy.
I'm
Well,
talking more
mostly all
about mental therapy, right?
Well, so looking medically, I'm assuming you're talking about depression, anxiety, kind of that kind of realm of therapy. But there's people with physical, something is wrong with their brain, bipolar disorder or OCD or that kind of stuff. That's physically wrong.
Are you looking at me?
They got it. They cracked the code. It's good.
Go
You guys
ahead.
You guys actually made a good argument.
Let her finish.
Actually,
Lizzie, don't doubt yourself.
Well,
Don't doubt
no,
yourself.
he
Come
said
on.
you guys actually made a good point.
No, because all my
You
life
finally did it.
I was thinking
Like-
therapy was useless.
I'm sure what you said, they want you to come back over and
Yeah.
over. That's definitely true. It's a business. You have to make money off it. That's
The
completely
person that
true.
I know that went to therapy, she started 2 times a week, all the time, and now it's down to once every 2 months.
So then
So
I
it's
have
phased out over time.
I have something to argue with you, because I
Okay.
also have a friend who goes to therapy,
Mhm.
and she seems lost all the time. She still has these phases where she's super sad or emotional, and obviously therapy is not working for her. She needs to keep coming back and keep going back. And guess what is fixing her right now? I hate to be egotistical, but I've been sharing the gospel with her and the Bible with her
That's great.
and
No, that's
teachings
what
of God
I'm
with her. And now what do I see? I see an improvement. I see her now wearing a cross around her neck. And I think the fact of the matter is just therapy in the long short of it. I just don't think therapy is really a healing factor. I think the only person who could do the healing is you. It's good to have someone to tell you what you need to improve on, right? But I feel like therapy doesn't do that, because if this girl keeps comes to me for advice and goes to therapy, then clearly something is wrong with that, right?
That's what I'm saying. My friend went to a faith-based one.
Right. Which is
So
she's
that's
she's
a-
an atheist though. This girl, she's
No.
not. She's my girl.
Okay.
Is atheist, not my girl, but
Okay.
my friend.
But
is
you're
an
saying you
atheist.
saw her wearing a cross around her neck.
Yeah,
That's
she now.
not doesn't mean anything what you wear on the outside.
Well, I
First
do
time.
see I do
Yeah,
see
sure.
a mental improvement. I do.
Then that's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. So we have all talked about how important family is to us and how they're able to help us with our problems, which is beautiful. But some people don't have that kind of connection with their family, which is
Right.
extremely sad and unfortunate. And maybe they don't have a lot of friends. Who would they turn to in that sense that they don't have a connection like with their family that they're able to talk about, like those kind of problems that they might be having. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Go to God. Go to
Or-
church.
You could go to a trusted adult. Like we all go to schools. We all see teachers. We all.
Dude, some people have nobody.
Yeah.
Like
I
There's
say-
nobody
She's
with.
saying
There's
it's
nobody
right.
with nobody. I promise you that.
That's not
That's
true.
Definitely not
at all.
true.
like
It
so-
definitely is.
Well,
You
and
could,
some-
you could find a
You're
guy.
just blessed
You could
enough
find
to
a
have
guy
somebody,
off a
bro.
street, and he could tell you what to do.
no, that's not true, dude. Some people's parents, like, they hate their parents. They have no siblings, no friends. They dropped out of middle school. Like, bro, some people have nothing. That's their only resource. It's either go to the therapy that, like, you're so against, or they're gonna kill themselves,
They're gonna
and
communicate.
that's it.
There's people all around the world.
No,
they're
bro.
gonna communicate with at least one person, and if that one person is not gonna be friends with them, no one's gonna have nobody. It's impossible.
You've seen how mean some of the people are, even
Bro.
here.
Okay,
Like,
but
they-
there's also
But-
people that are kind.
Okay.
It's nobody. Nobody's gonna have nobody.
If you feel
not
like
real.
therapy is a scam, then that's how you feel. Okay, then you don't go to therapy. You don't spend your money on that. That's fine. That's how you feel. You don't. Nobody's telling you to go spend your money and go to therapy. Nobody's saying that. But if somebody real like your friend who therapy really worked for them and they found, somebody that they trusted and that they helped, maybe that's their now trusted adult and the only person they have, that's great for them. Who are we to judge that you're spending your money on therapy? Just because, you don't want to spend your money on that, that might really, really help somebody.
Mhm.
And especially with psychiatry,
Mhm.
psychiatrists are, you said, like therapists, like they just like listen or like they might not give you the best advice. Psychiatrists are able to prescribe medication for people that really need it. Like I was saying before, the people that like physically something's wrong.
Yeah.
In their
Do you
brain,
not believe in
something is
medication
wrong.
for it?
We're not saying that therapy is a scam. We're saying that anyone here could
Did he
do.
not say therapy was a scam?
No,
Yeah.
we're saying that therapy anyone could do it, like a trusted adult or someone that has more experience than that guy.
No.
No.
I agree with them. I
I-
agree with
I agree,
everyone.
I agree.
But they're
Them.
they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're right. 'Cause
Everybody's
some people actually need it. And
Well,
some people,
and to answer, go ahead.
some situations that some people have are like we're blessed enough to have somebody,
Exactly.
but some people don't, and some people have been through actually things you can't even imagine.
People could give you like
That
bad
need
advice too.
Facts, and at least they're
Yeah.
trying to help themselves. Like they're seeking
Exactly.
out help. And sometimes, like you said, you could go talk to somebody. Why would you talk to somebody that could give you bad advice when you could just go to a professional that knows what they're doing
That's true.
and has
Trying
good
to help you.
intentions of helping you? When this guy could tell you something
That
like,
could hurt you.
there's bad people.
Or you
bro.
could
There's bad
like if
people in
I
the
went
world.
and I told my friend about some way that I was feeling, that could overwhelm them. They're not equipped to handle that
Which
situation.
is what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Like
I
like
don't
if
know how to
somebody
talk
told
to
me,
you
I'd be
about
like,
it.
I don't know how to help you, and now like this is burdening me because I feel responsible for like
Mhm.
whatever you
If something
told me.
happens too.
Yeah, then it's like, well, I knew and I didn't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do.
That was my exact situation.
But to answer your question before, I believe that people who don't have anybody can go to God. Honestly, I think so. I think that's just the number one cure for me, for people that I've talked to, people who didn't believe in anything before and who were going through these things, and they turned to God and their
That's
whole life
great.
changed. Right. I think that God is living within you and with the Holy Spirit, right? And so you could, improve yourself by talking to yourself, right? And I feel like a lot of people who tell themselves that they are depressed and what's it called, self-identify, right? I feel like those people are treating the people who actually are depressed wrong because they're making themselves seem like something they're not, right? And that's taking the love and affection off of people who are actually depressed or who actually have these conditions. As for the pharmacy thing that you said, I have a weird look towards that. I'm also a little bit iffy on that, right? Because I feel like when it comes to medications, and I knew several people who did have like happy pills or something like that. Maybe that does improve their lives, but I feel like it's unnatural, in my opinion. I feel like it doesn't really, in my opinion, this is my opinion, right? I feel like it's unnatural. I feel like in the end of the day, it changes you emotionally, mentally. It doesn't show the real you, and I don't think it helps you either. Because once again, if it were to fully help you, then you wouldn't need to keep taking it, right? And that's the sadness about sickness too, right? I mean, the corruption of pharmacies. I'm in politics, so I know what the corruption of pharmacies is. Pharmacies run like half the government. All these congressmen about pharmacies and all of that. They want people to keep getting sick because they want to benefit from that because this is the money that they get, right? So I'm a little bit mixed on that, but I know people take medications that do help. And I know that's the only thing they turn to, right? Because maybe they don't have anything else. And it is the sad truth behind it, right? But I feel like the only thing I could compare it to is just how society was before, because we had the Great Depression, World War I, World War II. We had all these terrible things that happened to the world, and what happened? Society went on. There was really not much therapy. There wasn't much of the pharmacies and pills and all that. And society went on, and people survived. And look at this building, look at this table we're sitting at, look at the room we're in. I mean, those people created all this, right? And they didn't need the what's it called? Affirmation, is that the word? They didn't need the validation to be successful or to feel like they're wanted or needed, right? They just got through all that pain and hard work. Now I just believe in more of those traditional views, right? I just don't. That's just how I was raised, and that's who I am too, right? So I don't really believe in the whole pharmacy stuff. I don't really believe in the therapist stuff, because I think that society and history proves that we were able to overcome these things without the need of this. And I feel like needing those things, for some people, not all people, some people, it makes them weaker and doesn't improve anything at all. And that's from self-proof, from not myself, but from seeing that with my friends who come to me with guidance or needing guidance or help because these things clearly are not working. And I just give them the best advice that I can give them as a friend would. And I give them the tools and they fix themselves.
Going off of what you said about a friend could turn to faith if they're having trouble, I actually have an example of that.
Mm-hmm.
My friend named Johnny, he used to do drugs, he used to smoke, he used to get high, and he turned to God, and now he's working a steady job.
I love John.
He has a business now. He's very invested into the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He now loves his family even more, and he's doing great.
This chat's going crazy.
And he didn't need no therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I got one thing for both. The first thing is not everything in history is recorded. So people could have been suffering with all these different types of things. They're not going to put that in a history book. And then the second thing is in terms of faith. Some people, even though it's very simple too, in terms of simply turning to God, some people don't know how to.
Yeah, if you have nobody, how are you going to be introduced? You know what I mean?
Like, you're not just born with this like foundational understanding of the Old and New Testament and all, you know what I mean? Like,
You're
some people
taught it.
don't know how to. Some people are also uncomfortable. Like, let's say you're brought up in this great household. You might not be comfortable talking to your parents or your siblings or your friends. Like, what if you're embarrassed about something that happened or something that was done to you? That's why you go to a therapist.
But that's why there's also churches.
But I just don't. I just don't think. I mean, I just don't.
Things.
I don't get like you don't have that personal connection to a stranger. I just don't. It's
Okay,
just you don't have
but
that.
Let's say you go to a church. You're talking to a priest about these things. You're gonna build a connection with faith based off of the priest because he studied the book. He studied everything.
Or what you said before,
what
the
if they
Christian
don't-
therapist.
What if, like he said, they don't have that understanding?
That's
of
why
religion?
you don't rely
They
on
could
one
be embarrassed
priest.
to the
You
priest.
rely
What if
on
they don't have religion? What if they?
the person asking the guy.
He said
The one who's
he
depressed.
made a good point, which is like, what if they don't have religion in their lives? They're not going to go to a priest. So who do they have?
Well, if they're trying to find religion, because he said if the guy's trying to find religion and find out what it is, you could go to a priest and ask those things.
Yeah, but
Because it's
you
his
wouldn't
job. It's his job to make you faithful to God.
Yeah, but what if you're not? You know what I mean? Like, it's all these there's different scenarios, and the bottom line is you should have that to fall back on, especially as a society.
Great point.
What were we saying that before? Sorry, I spaced out.
What?
I spaced out a little bit
Oh.
in between lower lines. Well, you said to me that not everything is recorded, but
No.
I'm just.
People try to erase bad things from history.
Oh, I know that. I mean, that's what.
All the time.
Yeah.
So
all
I
the
would
time.
rather save, we can save one life now, even if they scrapped hundreds of thousands of people that
And I'm not
committed
saying,
suicide
well, hold
because
on.
of
I'm not saying get rid of therapy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I just don't believe in therapy. I don't believe it works.
I believe in therapy in which if you're constantly, if you're in a loop, you're in a loop, but you should always be trying to
Get out of
improve
Yeah.
everything in general in your life.
But like we said, if that's what you like, that's fine. We
Right.
just-
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point of these health conversations. That
I
we
would
can share
argue that
views.
you do need medicine, certain
Yeah.
medicines, because they're some people have like deficiencies of certain hormones in their brain,
Mhm.
which make them like actually like biologically
Problems.
depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pills do help them get past that because they have a deficiency of a certain hormone.
Well, I have personal experience of this because I went to a doctor because I have ADD, I guess it's called. I don't know what that is. And he prescribed, the medicine, right? You also have that?
No,
No.
it's attention deficit
Attention
disorder.
deficit disorder.
Okay, right.
Yes.
You also have that?
What?
Why was that the first thing you said? You also have it?
No, I mean I thought she was nodding along with
No.
that. Yeah.
That's it.
And when I took this stuff that he prescribed, it only made me worse. In fact, it didn't even help at all. And when I stopped taking it, I improved.
Well, that happens. Trial and error. Depends what works for you
So-
and your body.
This is true.
Because of personal experience on this and seeing no improvement with the stuff that he prescribed and only a way of just giving him bank and me a little bit poorer.
Okay.
It's just a personal experience, right? Because I'm not gonna just
Yes, there's personal
I
experiences.
give personal experience back.
I could also personal experience back.
you want to.
We could all keep personal
Exactly.
experiencing back. So
But you wouldn't have known that it didn't work for you if you didn't go try it out. How would you have known?
Because of
And then what if
once
you
again
never got
because of
better?
personal experience with friends, because of people who come to me who seek the help that they can't get from their therapist, which is already a concern of the system.
Sometimes in life, you gotta go forward and hit a brick wall for you to get up and learn.
No, I think you would have a few broken bones after that.
Not a real brick wall. I'm talking about a mental one.
I'm kidding.
Well, actually, I saw the.
What do you think?
I'm sorry.
You gotta hit a brick wall, right?
Yeah, you don't fail when
Once
you lose.
once you hit the brick wall and you
no,
fail, you achieve failure, you're gonna end up learning.
no, you don't. You have to achieve failure. No, but for real, you only lose when you give up.
Exactly.
You can fall,
But you gotta get
but
back up.
and then if you give up, you lost. But you can fail as many times as you want and then keep going. But if you give up, it's over. It's over.
Just like in the Rocky 3 movie. There is no tomorrow.
But no, what you said about medicine's not working, that definitely happens. It happened to me before, where a medication I was taking made me worse and didn't work. But I went back to the doctor and I said, "Hey, it's not working," and they changed it, and it's been way better. So, I mean, but again, all personal opinions.
Mhm.
Never going to bash or judge because I believe something that you don't believe or you believe something I don't believe.
Absolutely.
Because that's the point of us being able to talk about these kind of things.
Absolutely. Anything? Any other questions you guys want to add? Nope. Any comments, concerns?
No.
All right. So, folks, join us for our next episode, where we will be talking strictly about the Bible. We'll be bringing my. Are you all right, buddy?
Yeah.
We'll be bringing on the friend Diego was just talking about Johnny to the podcast. And maybe we'll invite you guys if you guys want
You
to
guys
join us.
comment down below if you want us or her or me to come on the podcast more often.
Yes.
You should comment down below or on the side. I don't really know where it is.
So guys, that
So you made your
that
own
concludes our
routine.
podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Team
Thank you
Team
for-
Lizzie. Oh, they said
Thank
yes.
you for our guests. Hope to see you next time.
Bye guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Oh, you gotta click it again.
Oh, right on time. There we go.